Now time for the men's match of the year for 2024. Again, a lot of good picks here, I thought, for WWE and AEW. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, of course, from WrestleMania 40 for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay from AEW Dynasty. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the undisputed WWE Championship at Backlash. Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland from Forbidden Door for the AEW World Championship in June. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell of Bad Blood. Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson at All In for the AEW World Championship. The Men's War Games match that we just got at Survivor Series. And Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland in that unsanctioned steel cage match at All Out. So, Mr. Marceau, what did you vote for, and what do you think won?
I voted for Roman and Cody, I assume that won.
Well, not much of a surprise here. 53% of the vote did go to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Great match with those two. And the funny thing is, I guess this is the main point of discussion here. I think the better wrestled match was Danielson and Ospreay. That to me was the match of the year. That was the match of the year. Was Danielson and Ospreay at Dynasty. It was a pretty simple story of who was the better wrestler between the two. I think you can have 2 5-star matches, but both things can be true. Cody and Roman was a great match, but it was more so the story and the spectacle and the interference, which would normally take it down a notch, but it was the way that it was executed and all the callbacks and shit that really made that match special. Danielson and Ospreay had none of that, but the match itself was just so exceptionally wrestled that it also made it a 5-star classic. So I think for both matches, I feel like you can give both matches 5 stars, and you would not be wrong. It's just more a matter of taste, you know?
No, yeah, I think, like you said, the in-ring wise, I think Danielson and Ospreay was definitely better, but with the story, it's kind of like what we said to women. I think the story kind of, especially how big of a star Roman and Cody both are, it makes sense.
Yeah. Second place was Punk and McIntyre at Bad Blood, tied with Swerve and Danielson from All In. So those both had 12%. And then third place at 9%, we had Danielson and Ospreay, tied with also at 9. Men's War Games. I mean, I put that in there as a last contender because there again weren't many matches that really stood out. I feel like AEW, say what you will about the product, they had a better year as far as that sort of stuff goes with the fucking matches than they did with WWE. I mean, I feel like they had a lot of banger matches this year. I'm not sure how many of them you actually caught, but I feel like AEW in the ring anyway, which they always have, had a pretty good year as far as men's matches go and women's matches too.
No, yeah, I think like we've said, I think that's the one thing they're good at. Like they always have great wrestling matches, but the in-ring stuff, like the story stuff, is what sometimes keeps it behind for some people.
Yeah, and again, like we said earlier, something they have to improve upon for 2025 for sure.